The MedTech pitch is back, and so is the stellar cast of judges that will choose this year's winner. Trevor Samut, Senior Technology Architect at Malta Digital Innovation Authority. Trevor is a Senior Technology Architect at MDIA, focusing on emerging technologies and their applications, leading a tech-focused team using his experience in business and deep knowledge of various technologies. Having also served as Chief Regulatory Officer, overseeing authorizations, compliance and enforcement, he is equipped to deal with problems in an overarching manner. Adrian Attar Trevisan, Founder and Managing Director at Humana Medical, GPI Group, Investor at 𝐿-𝐴. Adrian has been involved in the research and development of medical devices for the last 14 years. He was Founder, Chief Executive Officer and Chief Scientific Officer of Neurotech International, which has become a publicly listed company on the Australian Securities Exchange, of which Adrian remained as a non-executive director until June 2018. He co-founded and acted as Chief Executive Officer of Humana Medical, developer and manufacturer of patent temporary tattoo sensors that monitor vital signs of patients, which has since been acquired and become part of the GPI Group. Adrian remains Humana Medical's Managing Director and is an investor and partner of Malta-based private equity house 𝐿-𝐴 Ventures, active with the MedTech and retail sectors. Julia Prakapovic, Partner at Interface Fund. Having a long history of investing in successful startups, including Udemy and Klarna, Julia is a partner at Interface Fund, who seeks technologies that bring the extraordinary capacities of the biological world into physical systems and new advances in physics to benefit living organisms, thereby merging physics and biology to ultimately create new forms of life and computing technology. Shamik J. Parekh, Health Tech Investor at 𝐿-𝐴 Ventures. Shamik has a deep passion for health tech VC, technology and early stage investing, particularly digital therapeutics, infrastructure, healthcare, and labs, along with cross-border health tech solutions. He has overseen investments from £1 million for seed to over £10 million for Series B, and has backed companies right through to IPO. Martin Ellis, General Partner and Director of Europe for Global Health Impact Network and Fund. Former top 10 financial advisor, executive board member, and executive leader coach in the Bay Area, Martin enjoys connecting individuals, having consulted with several Fortune 500 companies on digital transformation and remote asynchronous. He scales companies into bigger enterprises, ensuring they reach their maximum potential. Marian Zamit, Chief Officer Investment Promotion, Malta Enterprise. A life sciences graduate with a Master's of Business Administration, both from the University of Malta, Marian is a medical cannabis policy and technical expert, with multidisciplinary expertise in pharma manufacturing, regulatory, sales, and marketing. She has 10 years experience in advanced manufacturing, having worked in the semiconductor and pharma sectors, with hands-on experience in quality management, lean manufacturing, supply chain, and production management. Giovanni Lauricella, Managing Partner of Lifeblood Capital. Giovanni understands the three pillars of MedTech startups: people, money, and insights. Having a long history of successful talent acquisition and consulting, he founded Lifeblood Capital, which is a one-stop shop for global MedTech startups and is democratizing fundraising for MedTech entrepreneurs. Having traveled over 43 countries, raised over $200 million in capital for startups, and performed over 2,000 hires, Giovanni's track record speaks for itself. Good luck to all the participants, and let the pitches begin.
So as you can see, I was not exaggerating when I said we have some tough, experienced, knowledgeable judges on board. Hello again. Just before we start, I'd like to say a big thank you to Malta Enterprise and to 𝐂𝐴 Ventures. Without their support, we would not be able to hold this event. So thank you very much for that support. And of course, thank you to the judges for offering their time and expertise today. Are we okay to start? Yes. Contestants, are we ready? Yes. Okay, so the first pitch that I'm going to ask to come to stage is a company called 𝐿-𝐴 Studios. They will pitch for 3 minutes, and then the judges have 3 minutes to ask their questions. At that point, everything will be stopped, irrelevant of where they are in their pitch or irrelevant of where they are in their questions. So can I kindly please invite 𝐿-𝐴 Studios to come and pitch? Big round, please, guys, lots of support. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I have the pleasure today to present you our company, 𝐿-𝐴 Studios. specialize in the development of virtual reality solutions for pain management. So let's start from this, from pain. Up to 70% of patients during the hospitalization experience pain, especially procedural pain, associated with invasive medical procedures. And the first choice to treat pain is the administration of drugs, like painkillers and sedatives. They have benefits, of course, but they are also associated with cost linked to logistics and the specialized personnel involved in the administration of drugs, and they can also result in adverse effects. So at Software Studios, we decided to provide a digital alternative. We are developing virtual reality experiences to reduce pain and stress perception without drugs. So when patients are immersed in our virtual reality solutions, they are distracted enough to reduce the need to administer drugs and to manage the pain. And this way, also the health operators are able to save the costs connected with the administration of drugs. Also, technology is flexible enough to be optimized to the great diversity of target patients and the medical procedures. So we are developing a portfolio of VR solutions. We started with pediatrics. We are now expanding to adults and elder patients. We are selling VR bundles, training sessions for health personnel, and the customer care services. We are a B2B business model, and our customers are hospitals, patients associations, and MedTech pharma companies. So we started in 2017. We are on the market. We have first revenues selling our projects. We are in more than 15 hospitals in our reference market, which is Italy. And this is a journey that we built also signing partnerships with leading pharma companies like Novartis, Roche, Merck, and BD right now, and also collaborating with the research facilities like the Politecnico in Milan. So data from our clinical studies are very promising at the moment. We show that patients using our virtual reality solutions experience a reduction in pain perception by 38%, and especially a drop in the sedation rate by 90%, especially in the vascular access medical routine. So the work is the result of a very multidisciplinary team that we are expanding with new collaborators and advisors, and it's now time to accelerate what we are doing, accelerating the sales of our projects, and also expanding to new European markets. So for this reason, we are looking for investments. So if you're interested in our projects, let's have a chat right after. Thank you.
Perfect, hey? That was perfect. Well done, well done. Guys, fire away. The 3 minutes has started.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks a lot. Beautiful presentation. Can you expand a little bit more on your business models and how you're actually getting revenue through?
Absolutely. So we are selling the VR bundles that are basically VR devices plus our proprietary applications inside. So we sell this directly to the hospitals or through partnerships with pharma and medtech companies. We are looking also for distributors to speed up the entire sales.
Is there a standard type of?
It's an annual, so it's a one-time purchase of the bundle, and then a customer service renewed on an annual basis. Plus training sessions that are very important.
And how do you differentiate yourself among other VR? How do you differentiate yourself among other VR pain management platforms?
Absolutely. So at the moment, the differentiation point is that we are covering basically an uncovered market, which is the Italian one. And we are developing this content, optimizing the scenarios to very specific medical procedures. We already have some research that we are developing with the universities. In the long term, our goal, the long-term goal, would be creating virtual reality solutions that are able to adapt in real time to every kind of patients. We already have this technology, but implementing that in our projects is something that we need more money to do that.
So pain is nebulous. It has a wide range, and it's sometimes even cultural. Are you doing acute, intense pain, or are you doing long, chronic pain?
No, no chronic pain at the moment, acute pain. The most promising application sector is vascular access routines, like the peak placement. Normally, it requires the 90% of sedation of children, for instance, in the pediatric field, and we are able to reduce by 90% the sedation just providing the alternative. And this is going to reshape also the medical routine of the health operators with significant cost reduction. So we already have some financial data from the hospitals. In the worst case scenario, one hospital makes 100 peak placements, and providing our solution, we are able to save from 50 to 60,000 euros per year, only for this kind of treatment. And we want to expand to new kind of treatments.
And the most...
Sorry.
Are you just trying to also help mitigate the use of morphine for morphine patients? Is that what you want to...
For what?
Morphine.
Not exactly for morphine. This is not the application for morphine, but that is the painkillers. That is.
Mindful of the time.
Yeah, sorry.
How are you measuring pain intensity? Are you using a validated scale or different methods to validate each other?
At the moment, we are using the scales that are used standardized by the hospitals. We want to apply new technologies also like the EEG.
How quick does it go? Thank you so much, Software Studios. Well done.
Thank you.
It's not easy being the first up. Thank you, judges. We're getting a handle of how things work. I'd like to ask next onto the stage, 𝐿𝐴-𝐞𝐝. And again, they have 3 minutes pitch, 3 minutes questions. Big round of applause. Please keep your enthusiasm up. Thank you. Oh, that's what we need. Thank you. Take your marks. Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. We live in a world that spends more effort helping people after they get sick instead of keeping them healthy. European Union has an average annual medical care spending exceeding €5,000 per citizen. And almost 50% of all deaths worldwide are caused by the most common diseases, such as diabetes, cardiovascular, and respiratory diseases. To make an efficient health prevention, you need to know your health status. And the World Health Organization has defined 5 vital signs to know the health status of a person. 𝐿𝐴-𝐞𝐝 is the only company in the world certified as a medical device that can measure these 5 vitals simultaneously in a non-invasive way. Our algorithm is also integrable in third-party devices. We work with API for developers. We have developed our own telemedicine platform to receive a medical opinion in less than 30 minutes, and our prices are over 95% cheaper than direct competitor. The solution is very easy. The user touches the device for 90 seconds. The algorithm in the company cloud processes the data, and in less than 2 minutes, the user can receive the report. The app or via mail with the results of the test done compared with benchmark value that the user should have in case of good health. The report can be shared with the user medical doctors or with one of the medical doctors available on our own telemedicine platform. The final user are chronic patients, elderly and leads. The price of the device is €99 plus an annual subscription of €89, and our main focus for the moment is pharma companies, private hospital, and sport industry. After an initial stage of R&D, 𝐿𝐴-𝐞𝐝 is now ready to start the commercialization phase. Our main focus will be Italy, Germany, and France for the next year. And for the internationalization process, we are going to focus countries where telemedicine is more advanced. It's reimbursed by our system. We are going to launch US market by 2025. We are working on blood glucose measurement non-invasively to be added to the algorithm. And we want to create an artificial model for personalized and predictive medicine for the futures. We are raising €3 million, mainly for the blood glucose measurement and non-invasive development, commercial development, and FDA certification. And our team is made up of 10 professionals, 3 medical advisors, university professors. 2 of them are head of department in cardiology and respiratory disease in relevant Italian hospitals. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Well done. Right, let's crack straight on. Adrian.
Yeah.
Hi. So I am very much well in this space. You made an assertion which I would like more clarification. You said it's the only medical device certified for those 5 vital signs.
No, non-invasively and simultaneously. So these are the two characteristics we have.
And what is the actual device? Is it a PPG type of device, or what is it?
Yes, the other devices that can measure, we measure in certified way the blood pressures, saturation, heart rate, respiration rate.
It's not the only device. I have companies in my portfolio that have that as a certified medical device. So tell me where is the
non-invasive way means without sensors.
Okay, so without sensors.
With just the touch of the fingers with the device.
I have actually a ring downstairs that is actually certified for all those 5 parameters. So tell me where is the originality and the only medical device that does that, please.
Sorry, the name is?
Basically, one of my companies is downstairs. So, I mean, it's a very interesting technology, but I don't think it's the only one certified for those 5 parameters.
Just jump in. Adrian recognizes what you do very well, I think, yes. Do we have any other judges?
Yes.
Tech? That's it.
So from a technology standpoint, your artificial intelligence algorithm, is it something you developed in-house?
Totally.
Did you have patents on it? Did you, do you depend from external data, or did you fetch the data yourself? Did you manage to aggregate data yourself?
No, we manage the data by ourselves. We have a patent in Italy, 2 pending patents in US and Europe.
Okay.
Does the device have CE marking already, or do you have a CE mark on the device?
The hardware part.
Sorry?
Yeah, no, we have certified the algorithm as medical device CE Class 2A. We have an hardware certified also for CE Class 2A, and one hardware that it's not certified, but we can work with the algorithm certified also with the other hardware.
Shami?
Just very quickly, what is the go-to-market strategy again?
The go-to-market?
Yeah.
Yes, for the moment it's pharma companies, for clinical trials, private hospitals, mainly for chronic patients, heart failure, COPD, but we work also with cancer patients and sport industry because we can provide lactate for old people and heart rate variability.
Sorry, you're already measuring lactate?
If for healthy people, so not for sick people, yeah.
Last 3 seconds. Anybody?
It's okay.
No, it's okay this time. Well done.
Yeah,
it's tough, hey?
Yeah.
It's tough. Thank you so much. Thank you. Whoa. It doesn't get any easier. Right now, I'd like to invite on the stage 𝐂𝐨𝐦𝐬𝐭𝐲, who are going to pitch to you their product and then be under the cosh with the judges. Please come on. Big round of applause, please, guys. Just
Hi.
the minute you're there, your 3 minutes begins. Okay?
Okay. A century ago, the electrocardiogram was invented. It's the most widely used tool for detecting heart disease problems. It's a brilliant tool for detecting heart rhythm-related blackout, sorry. It's great for heart rhythm analysis, but doctors still face a challenge for ECG waveform interpretation. Only 54% of the ECGs are interpreted correctly. That means a lot of overdiagnosis, misdiagnosis, high costs, and even loss of life. My name is Martin. I'm part of the ECG Excellence team, and we are changing the way we detect heart diseases, and Cine ECG is our first product, which will help creating an easier and better view of the ECG. It will fit smoothly within the current workflow. You create a 12-lead resting ECG, you upload it to cineecg.com, and you will get, before the patient has his clothing on, a report back. It's 95% accurate in telling if it's a normal or a not normal ECG. We use computerized modeling and algorithms to describe the electrical pathway, and it will easily identify if there are what the issue is. I'm sorry. It's really quick. It's within 1 second that it will generate an answer. what's the key point? We did a research and we compared cine ECG in detecting, for example, acute coronary syndrome, and it's way better. It's 95% accurate instead of the other OEM and the experts who are detecting it. It's a SaaS solution, so you can upload an ECG to our platform and you'll get the answer back. Or for the medical institutions, we can create a software service as a via platform. It will save 35% of the cost because you have 35% more accurate answers in the diagnosis. So that saves money of clinicians' hours. It saves MRI, CT scans, whatever you don't have to do anymore. And it will fit within this current workflow with the current reimbursement codes. It may seem odd, but the competition is lagging far behind. We have a team which has over 17 years of experience in cardiovascular science.
Stop. Sorry. Well done. Yes, it's going. Martin, do you have a question? Because I stopped you before.
I do, yeah. So there's so many companies trying to do what you do. What makes you special? What's different about you?
The most companies are relating the ECG to the heart rhythm, and we focus on the waveform interpretation. So it's the different kind of ECG interpretation. It's not rhythm, but it's the waveform.
In the waveform analysis that you do, similar to RF frequencies, right, that you get from the heart.
Yeah.
The algorithms that you're using, are they developed in-house?
Yes, and we have over 45 articles which describe our algorithm and its patented.
Are there actual papers on it? So
yeah, 45.
With comparing with existing RF modeling analysis using AI. Okay.
What's your go-to-market strategy, and are you already on the market?
I'm sorry.
What's your go-to-market strategy?
Our goal.
Go-to-market.
Yeah, our go-to-market. We will finalize our last stage. We have a second stage for the 13485 certification. We are already live, but then we can certify it as well.
How many patients were included in the studies? When you were assessing your method versus the conventional method, how many patients were recruited?
I'm not sure about those numbers, but we use the PTB database, for example, and we have different studies which the numbers differ.
In the photo of your technology, you have multiple sensors with wires. Where are the wires connected to? I didn't see the rest of the technology photo. You have multiple sensors, right, on the ribcage?
Yeah, it's a 12-lead ECG, so just the normal and the 6 over here, which is a common practice. And those ECGs, we don't make the ECGs, we interpret the data of this ECG.
Okay, so your sweet spot's the software, not necessarily the hardware?
We do software, correct.
Okay.
We have a hardware solution, but that's not for cine ECG.
Adrian.
Can you tell us at the moment what is the company structure?
The company structure?
Yeah. How is ECG Excellence? What type of company is it like?
Yeah, I wasn't at that slide. Yeah, we have a company with 4 guys. So one is the cardiovascular scientist. He does most of the research. We have a technical guy who's developed most of the code, and we have a business development person, and he's the CEO.
Can you integrate into any ECG monitor and platform through your SaaS platform?
We are already talking with some ECG manufacturers, and we're looking for the possibilities, but we don't have a fit-in solution yet.
Time up. Wow, my heart is a bit elevated. Well done.
Okay, thanks.
And good luck. Whew. Almost halfway through, we would now like to invite Sim CPR on stage. Same rules. The minute you hit this spot, your 3 minutes begin. I think that was a full house, eh? I think all the judges managed to get a question in there. Okay, Sim CPR, the stage is all yours.
Hello. Thank you for being here. My name is Harry Palsma, and I'm going to talk about the first wristband with CPR feedback. The wristband has been developed by me. I'm a medical doctor, and after my degree, I have been focusing on CPR and defibrillation. And my co-founder is Erik Damen, who is a specialist in accelerometers. The trick is, with good CPR, it has to be deeper than 5 centimeters, and the tempo has to be right to be effective. It's the yin and the yang, the depth and tempo of CPR, to really double survival. And in fact, in reality, the quality of CPR is low. People have no confidence if they suddenly are confronted with somebody who drops actually dead on the floor, and they have to do it maybe for the first time. And if they do it, a lot of times it's not effective. It's not deep enough, it's not fast enough. Or it's too slow, the tempo. Accelerometers are already there in some quite expensive defibrillators for 15 years, and they are very accurate in measuring. But you don't always have the AED with feedback with you. So our solution is a wristband with CPR feedback, and the accelerometer is inside your wristband. There was a study already which has proven that if you put it in a smartwatch, even healthcare professionals do far better high-quality CPR. And we took the feedback from this study and we took it into our wristband. And the price should be low so that everyone can afford it. So it's 99 euros. The market are healthcare professionals, but first responders also, police, company first aid workers, civilian responders, and consumers. And what you cannot read in the underline is that there are 500 million people who train CPR each year. So it's a great market, a large market. But the thing we want to do now is, next to the hardware, we want to move to an app on a smartwatch, because everything is inside your smartwatch. And you will have you can actually say, if you have a smartwatch, you can do CPR. We want to raise 60% for 750K to also do online marketing for the smartwatch app, and get soon FDA approval also for the US market, and we have MDR approval already for this one, for the European market.
Stop. Well done. That was perfect anyway. Thank you. Martin, would you like to begin?
So how accurate is the data when they're doing the CPR on the wrist?
How accurate it is? Yeah. It's accurate to 2 millimeters. And I can tell you, if people are not having feedback, they are far less accurate.
Let me ask. Sorry, why? Sorry, why 750K for 60%? So you become an employee for an investment?
Yeah, because most investors, if you give 20%, they say we cannot control it. And in fact, I'm a medical doctor. We are engineers. We are not persons who want to run a company. So we want to hire also staff to do the marketing and sales. It will become a different company, in fact.
I think it's quite an interesting piece of kit, because I think there's a lot of marketing work around CPRs. But I guess what is the unintended consequences of actually measuring somebody's ability to do CPR properly?
What's the
unintended consequences?
Unintended,
of having excess data around CPR monitoring. So, for example, are you adding more liability risk to doctors in their practice, or somebody on the road that actually wears them?
Well, the purpose is that you make it more accurate, more effective. So the literature shows that CPR is in general not so effective. And we have to make it more effective. And that's why you have to really measure, because if you practice on a mannequin, it's no problem to press 5 centimeters, you have feedback. But as soon as if you have the patient, you become very careful. You are afraid to break ribs, so you're too careful, and you don't get the effect of the doubling of tripling survival.
Do you believe the market? I mean, you mentioned about 500 million people a year. You said train on CPR. Do you think it would be a better market for the education of that style of market versus an actual real-life compliance of having people run around with another watch on?
Yeah, so there are two things. You have the training part, which is important, and you don't have to buy any expensive mannequins, because we also have a red trainer I showed. It's a $59 wristband, and you get all the data on your phone, so you can use a mattress, so you can train worldwide in every country to make staff, medical staff, more effective in training with a very simple training tool. So I think there is a huge market in the not developed countries for a simple training device. And the app you can also use for training, but of course, if you have a medical app, you can use it for real CPR also.
Does it work on both adults and kids?
Again?
Does it work on both adults and children?
Adults only.
Okay, we allowed that one answer in. Well done, well
Thank you.
done. Thanks again, judges. They're not leaning back. Join the rest of the contestants. Okay, so almost halfway point, we now have a company called Mama Health, and I'm looking forward to hearing all about Mama Health. 3 minutes once you stop here. If not, you get a tap on the shoulder. Okay, good luck.
Perfect. We are living in one of the biggest transformations of healthcare, the change in the role of the patient. Well, a few years ago, it was normal for patients to be uninformed and going to their paternalistic doctors. Now they are stepping in. They're going online, talking to others, researching, and sometimes even proposing a treatment to their doctors. Now, is this scary? Is it exciting? Reality is we cannot stop this. A patient lives with a chronic condition every hour of the day. There is no way to stop them from going online and trying to find a way to live a little bit of a better life. But how do they find information today? I guess you know the answers. Dr. Google, forums, Google, Facebook groups. They go there where medical information is completely unstructured, it's generic, it's anecdotal. What happens? They stay uneducated. I'm Mattia Marco Carlson, co-founder and CEO of Mama Health, and we are changing this. We pioneered a new approach for patients to search information. They talk to our conversational chatbot to describe all their journey so far, from early symptoms, doctor visit, medication that they took. We use our technology to extract key information from there, cluster patients by similarity of their story so far, and show each patient insights on others like them. We answer questions like which medications others take, which symptoms they have, which doctors they're going to. Patients are not medical experts, but they know a lot about their individual story. What we are doing is collecting those millions of individual stories and experiences into a unique, structured way. Sounds simple, but how do we do this? We took a technology, it's called process mining, out of the industrial applications, and we put it for the very first time into digital health. With that technology, putting together all the experiences of patients, we can understand the real-world patient journey. We're collaborating with industry partners to bring this to as many patient organizations, patient association, advocacy, and their members as possible in a variety of chronic conditions. With the insights we gather, we offer access on a subscription basis to our clients, insights on the journey of the patient, basically. In our first year of operation, we closed 6-digit amount deals. We started collaboration with Pfizer and Eli Lilly. Thanks to this amazing team. I used to work in pharma before. I have a business background. Jonas, he's a doctor. 𝐂𝐨𝐴-Adriatic is a PhD in computer science that spent his last 7 years developing process mining technology. Then again, we are bringing now for the first time into digital health. This is Mama Health, and we are building the future of patient-centric healthcare. Thank you.
You can keep clapping for 5 seconds. So we utilize. Well done. Thank you. Adrian, fire away.
Great presentation. The first year you concluded a 750K site. Where do you go from here?
The sky's the limit.
But what's the pipeline? Is there actually an improvement on this, or are you done in terms of technology or where you are?
I mean, I'm happy to discuss financials separately, but yeah.
In terms of projects, are you actually?
Oh, yeah, of course. So we are now active only on 2 chronic conditions. We are launching the next 3 pretty soon, and we plan for 2024 being able to release 1 condition per month. Yeah.
Very interesting.
So can you just explain the revenue model a little bit?
Yeah. So it's basically subscription model access in which our clients, for now pharma companies, buy access to our patient journey model. So this is aggregated data, fully, of course, by definition anonymized, when they can understand the patient journey. They can understand the time to diagnosis. I used to work in pharma before, trying to understand that, and it takes 5 years to get diagnosed. What happens in those 5 years? How can we cut that time? By mapping the individual stories of people, we can understand what happens in those 5 years and reduce time to diagnosis, as well as look at different treatment paths, as well as looking at doctors prescribing behaviors. So understanding which part of the country, which doctor is prescribing which to which subgroup of people. We're providing unprecedented granularity on the patient journey that used to be just a slide on a PowerPoint. Now it's a granular model. Please.
So we know that Facebook is a problem for wrong information, anecdotal information. What's your marketing plan? I mean, how are people going to find out about how to find you and not go to Google, but go to you?
Yeah, exactly. So we worked exclusively for now with patient advocacy and patient groups and patient organizations. So we go to them and say, hey, you have thousands of people in your little group, and they have all incredible experiences. You're not capturing them. We give you a free platform, Mama Health, for you to have all your members share their story and create data around the community. So our go-to-market is through patient organization, formal and informal, so Facebook groups as well as formal patient advocacy organizations, and they deploy the tool to their members. So it becomes a sign-up steps for new members to come in.
Pass over to Marianne.
Are the patient journeys condition-specific, or is it one general platform for all conditions?
Yeah, I love the question, to deep dive on that. So we're going condition by condition. So today we can map the patient journey of disease X. But look at this. Each disease we get in will have the same structure of data collection. We collect patient journeys. So when we will have a different disease, we can easily put together two databases of two diseases and look at how different comorbidities play together.
Are you screening for factual correctness of patient stories?
So yeah, we have a team of doctors that reads and kind of cleans the story of individual patients, but we really want to bring the wisdom of the crowd. So we don't think of being better than anyone else as saying this is true or false. We just collect stories directly from them.
Mama Health, your time is up, and I know a few of the judges had
Thank
more
you very
questions.
Much. Thanks.
Maybe they had more questions than answers, who knows? So we're halfway through. I hope you're enjoying it. You realize how hard these guys are working, and you realize how tough these judges are. So now I'd like to invite on stage a company called 𝐿𝐞𝐝 Medical, and welcome on board. Thank you. That was the idea. That was a cue.
Hi.
Okay. 3 minutes.
Thanks.
And your time starts now.
Yeah, so my name is Tiziano. I'm the CEO and co-founder of 𝐿𝐞𝐝. And actually, did you know that the pandemic was the biggest challenge for AI so far? So take a guess. Out of the 451 algorithms that were developed to detecting COVID-19, how many actually made it into clinical use? None. They didn't make it. So what was actually the problem? What went wrong? First of all, there was no collaboration, no teamwork between medical experts and AI experts. So most of these algorithms were actually determined to fail, I would say. Also, bad data quality. We also heard it in the pre-pitches. It's very important to have a single source of data or clean data in order to develop a good algorithm. And also black boxing. The doctors getting all these nice informations, predictions, so on and so forth, but he didn't understand why and how the software is actually deciding these outcomes. We think at 𝐿𝐞𝐝 that the way AI tools are developed today needs to change. Sorry, guys. We incorporated actually just in the pandemic, but worked beforehand 3 years on the project. We saw these pitfalls early on, and from the get-go, we built a team of medical experts, clinics throughout Germany having actually a patient access through a 6-figure standing, and our team is having a strong medical as well as technical background. But actually, what are we doing? So, do you think about black boxing? Do you think about explained by AI? And explained by AI is actually creating an explanation about the outcome of the algorithm by itself. We're working on a pattern recognition algorithm that could early detect strokes, heart attacks, as well as a coronary heart disease for chronic heart disease patients. Also, bad data quality, we got something. And actually, officially announcing it today, we are launching in 1 month our first product on the market called 𝐴𝐿INA. It's AI-based, personalized therapy plan built with doctors together. So kind of the thing Mama was just explaining for you, but we focus in on the heart sector, so cardiologists. It's already medical certified, it's GDP compliant, and it's free to use because we will use the data to develop our algorithms in the future. So �W𝐞𝐝 is focusing solely on research and development and bringing daughter companies to the market that actually sell products to the end-to-end market, to the customers, as well as clinics. Our mission is, to finally say it, using breakthrough technology to detect and prevent chronic diseases. So thank you, and I would say the jury.
Get started, guys. Make the most of it.
So you said it's free, but you're going to use the data. Do you plan to sell the data? Because that's going to be customers' concerns.
So actually, our investors, they were currently working with us. Yeah, suggested this as well, but no, we won't. Because first of all, we have actually a huge study ongoing with the University Clinic in Mainz. It's actually a study that is going back 30 years with 21,000 patients ongoing. And we're going to submerge it with our live data from the patients we're getting. And also we're getting the patients from the health insurance providers. So that's cooperation and it's anonymized and we can use the data and later on make some money, but it's not.
Are you planning some sort of certification for your algorithms or?
Sorry?
Are you planning some certification for your algorithms or?
Yeah, so the pattern recognition algorithm will be CE certified, so risk class 2A by the end of next year. The 𝐴𝐿INA app is already certified in risk class 1. And we will add on a feature in 𝐴𝐿INA with smartwatches, so we have all the biosensor data included in it. So the personal therapy is already automated, but with the data on top of it, it will be also.
The data is collected from smartwatches? Or?
Sorry?
The data is actually collected from smartwatches?
The data are collected by chatbots and input from the doctors currently, and the feature with the with the smartwatch will be available in March.
Interesting. Are you open for a round of funding at the moment?
Yes, so we're starting actually a round of funding end of the month for a seed round. And also, very important to notice, we're actually having a voucher. So if you're actually investing up to 3 million, starting with 500, you can getting 20% back, cash back right now from the German Invest Fund, because they are certified as an innovative startup.
Sorry to push you along. I'm just keen that everyone gets an opportunity. Marianne, did you want to ask a question?
Do you already have any agreements in place with smartwatch providers?
Sorry?
Do you already have any agreements in place with any smartwatch manufacturers?
Yes, so we have a cooperation with Things, if I don't know if you're familiar with it. We're using their hardware in our studies, but we also talk with Samsung and Huawei for the algorithm to actually sell just as a license. But we will include the algorithm as well as in the 𝐴𝐿INA, so having multiple go-to-market strategies. And the customers coming in from the health insurance provider as well as the clinics. And we're trying to do it with a seed market. The seed money would be mostly in marketing because we're solely currently focusing on the German market, but we want to expand.
I'm going to interrupt quickly again. Last question, fire away, fight over it.
You answered my question already, but no, you already answered it. So it was around how you're going to get customers.
When do you receive CE mark, and then are you doing anything outside of Europe?
𝐴𝐿INA right now.
Stop, sorry.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Again, more questions and answers, but fabulous. It just shows how high quality these companies are, that our judges are not stuck for questions. Thanks, judges, again, because you're tough. But please give me a shout if I'm ignoring anybody. Okay, next on the stage, we have a company called 5Lives. Sounds very interesting. And we look forward to hearing what 5Lives does and what you need from our judges.
Hi, everyone. My name is Clara Bobby, and I am the head of partnerships at 5Lives. Alzheimer's is the only disease in the top 10 causes of death with no cure yet. It is a huge public health challenge with over 55 million people affected. But we know that genes play their part in increasing the risk for dementia. But what do we know about what we can control? Actually, research has shown that up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented via lifestyle intervention, regardless of your genetic background. And this is why we've created 5 Lives, because we want to empower people to take control over their brain health, to add life to their years. Concretely, 5 Lives is a CE mark mobile application that first helps you understand where you stand. It assesses your demographic, lifestyle, medical risk factors, as well as your current cognitive status to build a holistic risk score of developing dementia in the next 10 years. Then we have our coach that helps users, guides users to adopt healthy behaviors in their day-to-day to work on their brain health, whether that is through an article letting you know how to eat and how it impacts your brain health, or a brain training game to challenge your executive functioning, for example. It is a direct-to-consumer offering with a freemium subscription model, but we also collect data that is relevant for pharmaceutical companies running clinical trials with the right level of user consent, of course. With scaling, our product will also be relevant to people like payers, and with the right level of medical claim, we want to become a triage tool that sends the right people at the right time towards the healthcare system, but also while keeping monitoring people with low risk who will not yet benefit from a treatment or a diagnostic. We've seen traction since launch, whether that is in B2C downloads, B2B revenue, retention, or conversion to paid subscription, but these are only early metrics. We know we can improve. Oh my God, Ivan's upside down. We know we can improve those metrics because we have proven ability to build and scale consumer mobile application at the world level. We're the team behind Peak Brain Training, over 60 million downloads and 5 million monthly active users, and we're supported by Ivan, though he's upside down, at the University of Oxford, and Cambridge Cognition with Jenny. We are a seed stage company, and with our investors, Headline and Speed Invest, we're opening a €2 million seed extension to augment our marketing, our product development, as well as our scientific validation. That's it for me. Thank you for your attention, everyone, and looking forward to your questions.
Please start the questions. Fire away. Who's going first? Who's been polite?
Yeah, I was just going to ask where the marketplace was. Well, I'm guessing by the phone number, it's the UK.
Yes, indeed. The UK and Australia as well. And actually, next month, we're launching in Germany. Don't tell anyone.
In terms of competitors, how is the competitive landscape?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. Actually, we at first were thinking of our competition as the �W𝐞𝐝, NeuroTrack, so the diagnostic tools of the field, but we're not a diagnostic tool and we're not pretending to be, so it's more of a complementary approach. How we face our competition, I would say, is through our user experience, great engagement and with our users, with the medical device, because we're CE mark, currently class 1 under MDD, but class 2A under MDR soon to come. So yeah, that's how we defend ourselves against competition.
Adrian and then Marion, if that's okay. Julia?
How did you get this first 5 million users?
Sorry?
How did you get this first 5 million users? What were your strategy for this? 5
million users?
Yes, 5 million users.
So that was not with 5 Lives. That was with our previous endeavor called Peak Brain Training. We're the team behind that application as well. It's a gaming company based on brain training, no medical claims whatsoever. However, we have learned from this and took the learnings about gamifications, great user engagement, great design, digital advertising as well.
So how many users you have on this platform?
Sorry, apologies. So we have currently 10,000 users. So we were in R&D until last October. And now we have launched a paid subscription, and we have roughly 5,000 paid subscribers.
If I can come to Marianne, you have a question?
How is the effectiveness of the platform being monitored and measured?
Sorry?
how is the effectiveness of the platform in slowing progression or preventing actually the condition?
Yes, thank you for asking as well. So we're running through, I didn't have time to go through the scientific validation. Our risk assessment has been validated against famous risk assessment gold standards such as Libra or �W𝐞𝐝, and we've seen a similar or better accuracy than those risk assessments. That's just a questionnaire, not the cognitive test. We're currently validating the cognitive test, again, gold standards, in partnership with the University of Oxford at the moment. So yeah.
Shamik, did you have a question?
Can I have this
Adrian?
one? Yes, I have a quick one. You said it's actually a medical device, a class 1, and then moving to a class 2A. For what? In terms of what is the validated process? Because if you actually certify as a class 2A, it actually has some purpose. What is the intended use?
Yes, so it's risk prediction, actually.
I think you managed to answer that. Well done. Time up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. 5 Lives. Interesting name. Okay. We're now going to invite on stage a company called Neurologic AI. Welcome. I almost want to say the Dragon's Den. It kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Okay, take your time, but make sure it's 3 minutes.
All right.
Okay, off we go.
So, nice to be with you in Malta. I know I have only been given 3 minutes to pitch. That's not a lot of time, right, people? What if I tell you that I only need 30 seconds? 30 seconds of you looking at the camera of your smart device, just like Lindsay here. After those 30 seconds, we can give you all of your health vitals as well as your health risk indications, right? So that includes your blood pressure, systolic and diastolic, heart rate variability, the mental stress level index, your cardiac workload. What about health risk? Cardiovascular disease risk, heart attack or stroke over the next 10 years. Very soon we'll have a 20-year model. Also, the metabolic risk, the risk that you may be suffering from hypertension, any cholesterol issues, or diabetes type 2, and the novice blood biomarkers, which were just released, indicating the A1C level as well as the morning fasting blood glucose level. So it's a wealth of information in the palm of your hands. 30 seconds, all you have to do is take a selfie, look pretty for the camera, and we can give you all of this information. Obviously seamless, contactless, and also remote, non-invasive. Today, we know that cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, and diabetes are the 3 killer diseases. We can give you a very simple tool in order to be able to get the information well ahead of time and then take action in order to remedy that. Mental health is something that we talk about. We can also add the DAS survey questions in order to detect if there's anxiety or depression in a person. Now, what is the most common question that everybody asks me? How does this work? So please listen, this is not magic. This is our unique patented technique called the transdermal optical imaging, TOI, as we call it, 9 patents pending, 13 already granted. What it does is that as you look at the camera of your device, we are analyzing the blood flow information underneath your skin. Yes, your skin is translucent, and we can pick up on the details. As your heart is pumping, we pick up what we call the TOI technique, the TOI signal. It is sent up to the cloud for processing. 30 seconds, we have the wealth of information in the palm of your hands. So all the research and the studies have been made in the clinical environments, hospitals, and universities, GDPR, HIPAA compliant, PIPA, SOC 2, and currently in submission with the FDA. So we have all the research to back it up. Whatever platform you have, whether you want to develop or you have something, you want to increase the value proposition with a simple software, doing away with the expensive and cumbersome devices, wearables, we are the people to talk to. So for preventive care, whether it's remote monitoring, whether it's patient engagement, we can definitely help to create a better platform for all your users. That's it. I'm Valerie, representing Neurologic.
The timing's been impeccable. So, Adrian, off you go, then Julia. Yes?
It's an area that interests me a lot. Congratulations. When you say the patents, first of all, are they all granted in your company's name, no?
Sorry, can you just talk
the
louder?
Patents and 9 pending are all
Yes, 13 patents already granted, which are IIP, and 9
is,
pending.
Certification?
So like I said, we are in submission with the FDA at the moment.
But in Europe, no?
We will do that, it's a lot of, we are a Canadian company, right?
Okay.
So for us, there's a lot of resources.
Are you registered medical device in Canada?
So PPDA compliant, FDA first, and we will be followed by CE mark, and then the Canadian certification. It's a general health and wellness indication, I guess, software solution. And when we get certified, then we'll be a software as a medical device.
Okay, thank you.
Agnostic to any platform.
Then 𝐿𝐵𝐞𝐝, yes?
Could you tell a little bit more about your commercial journey so far? Because I understand you've been around for 7 years.
So we've been commercially viable for the last 3 years. In fact, if any of you are, living in Spain or Italy or, some of the Latin markets or Asia, there's already customers that are using for their users. We have a one-time cost for the SDK. It's a software component. And then there's a licensing that comes with the monthly minimum of measurements, either in bulk for the year or per month. But yeah, we have been deployed by many of the customers around the globe.
What's your sensitivity and specificity for biomarker measuring?
So in terms of the blood pressure, we have 95% accuracy level, heart rate 99.9, heart rate variability, mental stress level index is at 92. All the health risk indications is hovering around the 86, 88%. Remember that if your risk of having a cardiovascular disease or high cholesterol or diabetes is consistently over the 50%, let's say 2-3 times, then you know that there's an action to be taken. It gives you that awareness, right? That information in a non-invasive way, whether you're sitting, in the comfort of your couch or wherever you are.
Neurologic, I'm going to move you on.
How are you handling the different kinds of phones out there on the market? And
We work on the cheapest of phones, as long as you have a phone that's been manufactured over the last 5 years. By the way, we also work on tablets or on web browser versions, Android version 8.1 and above, and iOS from 6S and above.
Martin, jump in.
So how do you get your users?
How do I get my users? First of all, I don't sell to consumers. I sell to B2B. The B2B want to put a better value, into the hands of the users. So I don't need to go after the users. In fact, I don't have any access to the users of our customers.
𝐿𝐵𝐞𝐝.
What's your competitive landscape look like?
What is the competitive? So there are some competitors, yes. There's quite a few coming out on the market, but nobody has the research, medical studies that we have, and nobody has the wealth of information in 30 seconds, already 30 data points, and more to come in the next few months.
Well done, well done. Big round of applause, well done. Whoa, questions keep coming. Time keeps going. Okay, our penultimate we have to invite come over. Implant data, ophthalmic products. Welcome. Your 3 minutes will start the minute you click. Good luck and enjoy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Max Ostermeier. I'm the CEO and founder of Implant Data, and we are going to transform the management of glaucoma patients. Glaucoma is a chronic age-related eye disease. It's incurable, and at glaucoma patients, increased eye pressure is causing damage to the optic nerve, which leads over time to blindness in patients. So, because of aging populations all over the world, the number of patients is growing significantly in the coming decades. So the challenges in treating glaucoma patients today is that care or management is only office-based today. Typically, a glaucoma patient is only seen a few times a year by the eye doctor, and in between office visits, there is no understanding at all if an applied therapy is effective for the patient or not. And also the patients don't have any information because eye pressure is asymptomatic, so they don't feel if the pressure is too high and if their medication is working for them. There is a wealth of treatment options to lower eye pressure and preserve progression of the disease, but as I said, that lack of information which eye doctors do have and patients do have is the real reason why patients are progressing. To overcome this problem, we have established the 𝐼MED system, which provides data about the disease progression or about therapy effectiveness under normal life conditions at the patient at home. And that data is then sent to the eye doctor, by which the eye doctor knows exactly if a therapy is working or not. So instead of only having a few data points during the year, now the eye doctor has thousands of data points. And that information allows the eye doctor to apply more effective therapies early on, instead of waiting until the patient is back in the office. We are also empowering patients by disease self-monitoring. And that empowerment also results in improved therapy adherence. So many patients who have applied eye drops to their eye to lower the eye pressure, but as for many chronic diseases, they are not doing that so adherent as they should. So the core component is a tiny implantable microsensor, which right now is placed either in combination with cataract or glaucoma surgery. Patients can see that sensor, they can feel it, there is no pain, but as said, it's providing intraocular pressure on a continual base. So the market is quite significant. Only looking at the market potential in the US, the serviceable potential market is more than $500 million. If you look globally, you can multiply that number by 5. The business model is we have 2 revenue streams. We are selling devices on the one hand, which is more kind of a one-time sales, and we are also selling or are able to generate recurring revenues by the data provision. And same is true for the eye doctors. So the product is CE marked, and we are right now preparing our first launch in Europe with early adopting eye centers. We obtained FDA breakthrough device designation and will start also an ID study for FDA approval next year. Thank you.
Perfect. Fire away. Who's first? Adrian, by any chance? Any questions?
No. Congrats, first of all. I see that you actually got the CE marking and MDR. I would imagine it's a class 3, no?
Yes, it's a class 3 product.
So brilliant achievement for that. I know how hard it is to actually get a class 3 certification. You said actually that now at the moment, what's your business model in terms?
Actually, we are selling, so our clients are the eye doctors and the clinicians. And so we are selling our product to the eye centers, which are prescribing the system to their patients. And in Europe, it's right now more out-of-pocket pay, because reimbursement is not as good. But as said, for us, US is the most important market because there are already CPT codes in place for remote patient monitoring by which we can take benefit. So Europe is for us really kind of market validation, but the real value or the real market in the next 5 years will be US.
Julia, can I just move you on because I know a few judges. Julia?
What is the long-term strategy for the sensor? Do you have any other application besides glaucoma?
Actually, we already applied it for measuring of intracranial pressure, and so that company was sold to Johnson & Johnson. And then the next was for ophthalmic use, and we have already plans to go also in cardiovascular applications. For example, heart failure would be an area, portal vein pressure would be an area. So there's, you know, at the end, it's a technology platform to telemetrically measure pressure inside the body. And so wherever pressure is of relevance, our system could be applied. But right now, we're just focused on ophthalmology, and once that company is sold, we will focus on the next one.
And it's battery-free?
It's RFID powered. So it's
How do you deliver energy?
Say it again?
How do you deliver energy?
RFID. So basically, magnetic coupling, you have 2 induction coils, you apply a very weak magnetic field by which the sensor is activated, takes a pressure measurement, and sends the data telemetrically to you. It's basically RFID.
Martin?
Yeah, so I can see you've been around for a while, but it says here your company's not profitable.
No.
When do you plan to be profitable?
Not really. Actually, our plan is to position the company for a trade sale in the next 3 to 4 years. And that's a typical model in ophthalmology. You know, you do the proof of the technology, clinical validation, market proof, and then a big company like J&J, Bausch & Lomb, Alcon is acquiring the company. So our intent is not to use investors' money to build up sales force by ourselves. Our goal is rather to validate the technology, validate the market, and then hand it over to
I'm going to move you on quickly because I know we have Marianne.
What is the expected lifetime of the implant?
We have now accelerated data 30 years. We have in vivo data now for 10 years. It's out of the automotive industry, so basically long-term robustness there.
How long does the procedure take, and how do you train the physicians to implant?
It only takes 1 minute in addition, and eye surgeons are very skilled, so for them it's a no-brainer to implant our sensor.
In your experience, how many procedures do they have to do in order to feel comfortable?
1 to 2.
Time up.
All right,
well done,
thank you.
well done, well done. Whew. Okay, went on 10 of 10. Last but not least, big round of applause, please, for our last pitch, which is hair glue ear, which is not easy to say. Good luck.
No.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
3 minutes start as soon as you click.
Lovely. Hi, I'm Tamsin. I'm a paediatrician, but you do not need to be a paediatrician to know that hearing is critical for children to develop speech and language and communication and reading and learning. And yet, of all the children across the world who have a hearing loss, 90% are not wearing anything to help them with their hearing. The most common condition for causing children's hearing loss is a condition called glue ear. You probably know it when you get a cough or a cold and you get really blocked up and you can't hear very well. As adults, that lasts a few days. For children, their anatomy is so small, it lasts for weeks or months. And it can affect how they develop and what their confidence in themselves and how they learn. If it persists, a lot of this can self-resolve given long enough. But because they have a hearing loss, people worry, and if it persists for a long time, then you can go on and have a grommet operation, which is where a little tube drains the fluid, and that gives you a 12 decibel improvement in hearing loss for about 6 to 9 months. These hearing aids would be the hearing aids we would use because they work very well in glue ear, but they're too expensive. They work using taking sound and as a vibration, vibrating the bones of the skull and sending the sound directly to the inner hearing. So it just misses out the eardrum where you've got all that glue and mucus and fluid building up and affecting hearing transfer. However, there were cycling headphones that came out, and they were being used by cyclists because they don't block off the ear, they send sound to the using vibration down the cheekbones. So cyclists were wearing them so that they could still hear traffic sounds, but they could have their phone connected and listen to their trainer, but still not get run over from the traffic sounds. So the vision was that maybe we could use these in glue ear, that we could get children to wear these little headphones, and we could get a teacher or a speech and language therapist or the parent to wear a little microphone, and we could let them hear from the minute that we know they've got a hearing loss. And alternatively, what we could do is we could instead put the microphone away and we could put those on the children and pair them instead to their phone or their computer, and then we can build an app which helps them with their speech and language development and listening skills and stops them from falling behind. And we've built the app, and it's been CE marked as a medical device, and it's within the pathway in the UK for the NICE guidance, which is the National Institute for Care and Health Excellence. I've done 4 research studies.
I have to stop you. I know you have a lot more to say. Fire away. Who's going first? Yes. Trevor.
You're depending on intracranial audio communication, right? So it's via the bone itself.
That's right.
The dynamic range changes in audio. How is that compensated for?
How is the
dynamic range? The clarity is not equal to when you have an equipment inside your ear, right?
Yes, so because the glue is affecting sound transfer, they're able to get everything that they need. In fact, the exciting thing about the headphones that are out at the moment is that music actually needs a greater dynamic range than speech. Thank you. So, and because of the glue as well, children can
answer. Kshamik, you have a question? Or?
Yeah, I was just going to go back into your clinical validation and just...
Thank you. Sorry, my last bit. Yeah, just to say that the headsets on children give a 16 decibel improvement on average, which can challenge what can be done with the grommet operation. The second study was to see if the app was useful, and we were able to show that. The third was to see if it could be useful in another condition, which I could talk about, but the fourth one was during COVID. Could we completely remotely support children? And so we sent these to everyone waiting because they didn't get a grommet operation during COVID.
And
so we sent them by post and followed them up remotely. And we were able to do that.
Are the children having permanent hearing loss, or is this a temporary solution for temporary hearing loss?
It's a temporary solution for temporary hearing loss, but some kids get it so repetitively, it goes on, and for some kids it's just 1 or 2 episodes. But what we saw is people are very reluctant to give these back because they're worried that the episode is going to recur. For some people it's hay fever related every time in the summer, and for some it's related to all those winter viruses that children get.
And a separate application, could it be used for permanent hearing loss?
It can in certain situations, yes, it can. Yes.
I was going to ask actually, apart from otitis media, apart from glue ear, you can use it for any problems in the middle ear, no?
Exactly. Yes, you can use it for any problem in the middle ear because it just routes sound round the middle ear to the inner hearing system. And in fact, it also helps in a condition called auditory processing disorders, which is a bit like a dyslexia.
Are you doing anything with the US market?
I've only so far had one conversation with Stanford who are interested and haven't got anything further at the moment. So at the moment it's very based in the UK and really excited to have any conversations with people about helping.
Last question.
Sorry.
How much are you looking to raise?
Sorry?
How much are you looking to raise?
At the moment, the app is being supported by the biggest national deafness children, and depending on whether...
well done,
Sorry.
well done, our final contestant, well done.
Thank
Go
you.
and chill out, not for long. Thank you, thank you. Wow, okay. I think it's medicinal whiskey time. Am I allowed to say that? I just have. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen now. The judge is going to get their scorecards, confirm what they believe is the answers and the figures they want to give. So we're going to give them a couple of minutes just to check over the information they've recorded. It's a lot of information to take on board. I'm going to please ask you to remain in the room. It shouldn't take too long. Then once we get the scores and we get our winners, I'll be inviting all 10 contestants back on stage. And of course, we'll give them a big round of applause. And we'll be announcing the winners and who will be getting the support from our mentors, our coaches, our judges from Malta Enterprise and from 𝐂𝐤𝐴-Ventures. Okay, thank you so much for staying in the room, being patient. We'll be back to you in 2 ticks. Thank you. Oh, the quietness means we have a result. Is everybody in? Please come in, bring all your friends. The moment has arrived. Once again, I'd like to thank you for sitting in and listening and supporting so enthusiastically our 10 finalists. As cheesy as it sounds, they are all winners. I was impressed by all of them. Again, I'd like to thank Malta Enterprise and 𝐂𝐤𝐴-Ventures, without whom we would not be able to do this. So this is what's going to happen now. We are going to invite all 10 finalists onto the stage. I want you loud for those people who've never been to Malta before. We like being loud. We like being passionate. That's the one, yes. And we're going to invite them up, our 10 finalists. Let's have a big round of applause. And we're going to get our judges. And then we're going to announce the winner. Well done. Come up, guys. Super. Okay, it's nearly over. Are we in? Take the stage. Stage is all yours. Take the stage. Okay, I'd also like to invite, please, our judges, and a big round of applause would be really appreciated to show our respect and our gratitude for the judges. So judges, if you'd like to come up and join us. We'll have one big family on stage. Okay. Do we have a drum roll? Anything exciting? No. Guys, we only have one winner. Thank you. We do only have one winner. I'm going to announce the winner now. And the winning pitch MedTech startup of 2022 is Implant Data or Data. Well done. Congratulations. Well done, well done. If you just want to take a picture. That's it. Thank you, thank you. Once again, if I'd like to say that everybody, all judges fed back how impressed they were with all the contestants. We wish you very best of luck. If it's your first time to Malta, please come back. It's an exciting place to come to. And we wish the rest of you a great conference, and we'll see you around somewhere or another. Okay? Keep well, keep safe. Thank you very much.